Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Greetings, everyone. I wanted to come in a little bit and just chat about Mercury Retrograde, which begins today. Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn and Sagittarius. This is such a significant Mercury retrograde, you all. I mean, everything happening astrologically right now is all significant because we are profoundly picking up speed, moving out of one age and into another. And because we live in a mental reality, meaning everything here is mind, everything comes from thought, and that our reality is really blank. Reality is a blank page, you all. And it's hard to conceptualize that because we live in America, or we live in countries and cities, and we have religions and governments and laws and all that. But all of that stuff is made up. None of it is real, except that we've agreed upon it. And when you're flying, like when I'm flying and the airplane goes high and I can see the city, you can see how somebody or several people said, okay, we're going to put a city here. And they just start building buildings and then that becomes a city. And then we're going to give the laws. These are the laws. These are the things and it's all created. This is all a constructed game. Such a profound thing to wrap your mind around. But the more you can wrap your mind around that type of idea, the more you can be in control of your own energy. And that's the work. To get your own power back so that you are no longer subject to the game that has been laid down for us. So Mercury is our mind. It's how we think. It's the story we tell. It's how we perceive reality. It's the story we're telling about reality. Now, the thing that I just said is that reality is a blank page. Reality is empty. There's nothing but space here. And the things that we see in the reality is stuff that the generations before us put here based upon their mindsets and what they believed and what they were creating. And we are continuing that experience. But we have an opportunity now because we are moving out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius. We have an opportunity to create new meaning. So for instance, right? This is the biggest things in your life and the simplest things in your life. I know for me, I've created new meaning around what it means to be a Black woman, what it means to be a soul in this Black woman's body. This is just a meat suit. Like this body is just made up of flesh and cells and blood and bone. And then the consciousness that is what I refer to as Monique was placed in it through this process of my parents having sex and my body being created and then me coming into my body. That is how this thing got created, this thing that is called Monique. And now I am going to apply the meaning to it that I decide, not that somebody else decides. So I'm going to say that this system is magical. This system is powerful. This system is connected to all that is. This system is wealthy and healthy and loving and kind and generous. This system, because I create the meaning. We have been given meanings. We have been given identities. We have been told how we should form our way of being based upon other people's ideas. But as Mercury is retrograding through Capricorn and Sagittarius, there's this incredible opportunity, you all, because Mercury has retrograde. It started this year retrograde in Taurus, then it retrograded in Virgo, and now it's retrograding in Capricorn. all 3 earth signs. So we have had an opportunity all year to realign our mind with a new story about the earth realm. In Taurus, a new story about your value system. What is it that you value? Money, a new story around it, right? Like, many of us have allowed money to determine how many times have you said, if I had more money, I would do that. That's you telling the universe, I don't have enough to do what I want to do. So you have to begin to create a new narrative around your relationship with money and value. And then how many times have we had health challenges and not realized that we're creating that? Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Virgo is the body. Virgo is the health. How many times have you had a health challenge and believed that you caught it from somebody, or that, something happened, not understanding that your thoughts are creating your body, your system, your health. Your thoughts are creating it. The way you talk to yourself, the way you feel about yourself determines the things that you will eat, determines the energy of the people that you will draw into you. And all of that becomes the way you are ingesting life, which creates either more health or illness. That's Mercury in Virgo. And now we have Mercury in Capricorn. Capricorn is authority. Capricorn is systems, government. Capricorn is discipline, structure, right? So how many times have we believed that we need somebody else to tell us what's right or what's wrong? How many times have you gone to a doctor to have a doctor tell you what's right? Like, sometimes when I think about this stuff now, it just blows my mind. I'm like, wow, how many times have you looked to someone else to determine what was right for you? How many times have you been in relationships with people that you were really connected to and they were doing things that didn't feel good to you or that weren't right for you, but you ignored it because you gave them the authority? This is the time when we want to begin to reorganize our minds around how we are with authority. And the thing that's important for us to understand is that we have dominion over this reality, but because of the way we've been conditioned, we have been subject to the reality. Because we've been conditioned, that we don't have enough, or you need this much money, or you got to have a degree to do this, or you got to look this way to have this. All of those are simple, subtle ways that we are giving our authority to something external. And, going to the doctor and I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm saying know that the doctor is your partner and not your authority. I'm not saying don't go to a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm saying the teacher is your partner, not your authority. I'm not saying, don't have a loving relationship with a partner. But that partner is a reflection of the love inside of you. They are not the authority and the keeper of love. We got to really understand how this stuff works. And so while Mercury is retrograde from today until January 1st, I encourage you guys, come get your Mercury retrograde readings, because you need to really understand and you can pray and ask your own higher self to show you how to do it. Because I am not the authority, but I am willing to partner with you to help you access another level of authority in your life, in your own mindset, because the mind is the authority in this reality. It partners with the feelings. The mind is the masculine and the feelings are the feminine. Many of us have rejected our feelings because we grew up in environments where our feelings didn't matter. If you grow up in an environment where your feelings don't matter, you learn to deny them. You learn to overstep them. And so many of us need to reorient our feeling system to be connected to our mind, our feminine. The feminine are the feelings. The masculine is the mind. But the masculine is the governing principle here, meaning because the mind creates, everything comes out of the mind. The apartment building I live in, somebody built it from their mindset. The ways our cities, somebody built them out of their minds. That is the masculine. It comes out of the mind. But the feelings are just as important, because the feelings are the fuel that gives the mind the power, the impetus, the energy that it needs in order to create. So they have to be aligned with one another somehow. So Mercury retrograde, so here are the things that are going to be really important for this Mercury retrograde season. We're going to be working on expanding our mindset. So really taking on a new connection to your higher self, understanding that you are God. I let me tell y'all, I could cry. It breaks my heart that we don't understand that we are God. And I'm constantly posting about it. I'm constantly talking about astrology. Get it. The reason we don't get that we are God is because we have given the narrative of God some sort of extraordinary supernatural thing that we believe that we are not. But God is your breath. God is your breathing. And the more you purify your body and your mind, the more that you will access supernatural powers, intuition, psychic abilities, the ability to create your imagination and watch it and walk into it. You will do when you let go of the old narratives that you are not God. And you are not anybody else's God, but you are your own God. And it is important that we get that, because that is the key to all of this. To be a God means to be a creator. God is a creator. That's what God is. And you can call it source, you can call it energy, you can call it creator, whatever it is. It is a creator. It is creative in nature, and it is constantly creating, and it is constantly creating through you. So remember, I said this is a blank page here. This is all everything. This is all empty space, whether we think it is or not. And your thoughts are connected to the one mind, which is God. And when you nurture those thoughts and create structures and systems around those thoughts, and when you take actions towards your desired experience within those thoughts, you create a reality. That is what you do. There are others who already did that, which is why we have cities and states and governments and schools, because somebody realized that this was a blank page and they created a reality. And now the old reality is coming undone because Pluto is leaving Capricorn and going into Aquarius, and we all have to create our own reality through our connection to the higher source, the spirit realm, and ourselves, this realm, and one another. We all get to create a reality based upon who we are meant to be, and we're all meant to be unique. This conformity of everybody believing in Jesus or everybody believing in Muhammad, all of that are systems that were put in place to get people going in the same direction, to harness the energy of our belief system in one direction. But that will not serve us as we move into the age of Aquarius, because your energy cannot fuel somebody else. You have to tap into your own source of power and your own source of energy. And you do that through your natal chart. You will find it. It's in your natal chart. How your power, your energy works can be sourced through your natal chart. Everything, money, love, health, your body, all of that sourced through your natal chart. So with Mercury, we're going to be expanding our minds. We're going to be expanding our minds. We're going to be building our own reality. But when you build your own reality, we already have built our own reality. Just so you know, you've already built your own reality. You just have likely built it within somebody else's reality, right? So maybe you believe in Jesus. You built your spiritual reality under the reality that somebody created called Christianity, right? Maybe you are a healer, but then you went to school to become a doctor. So you built your healing reality under the institution of this medical industry. You built a reality in a reality. And maybe that works for you. And some of us it will, and that's cool. But if it doesn't, you have to do the work to clear out the stuff that doesn't work for you. So for instance, for me, conventional romance doesn't work for me. I don't like it. I can't stand it. It stinks, right? Like the way we believe that women are subject to men and that, women's emotions are too much. I can't do that because I'm a highly sensitive woman. So I can't be in company with somebody who feels like my sensitivities are too much. But I did for so many years, so I would try and put them away. So I will build my own reality around love and connection. I will get clear about what do I need? What do I need? Who am I? What works for me? And I will be loyal to that. And in my loyalty to that, if it is meant for me to have a partner, they will come in and be aligned to that thing that I'm being loyal to, and it will serve me and them. Because that is how it works. So you have to let go of things that don't serve you any longer in order to build a new reality. The other thing we're going to be doing is Uranus is a part of this. So that means that things might change rapidly. Like something could happen and all of a sudden you got to do something different, right? So this requires calm. This requires presence. This requires maturity. Being able to recognize that something is happening and something is changing, and you must take direction from within yourself, maybe on a split second, to make the change without abandoning yourself. This is not easy work, but it's doable if you are somebody who lives in your practices, your spiritual practice. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with Neptune here in Pisces. So Neptune is about our imagination. It's about our imagination, right? And one of the things that is so fascinating to me, I've been studying astrology for a while, and the Western mindset around astrology and Neptune is ridiculous because people don't understand Neptune. Oh, it's delusion. Oh, it's addiction. Oh, it's the subconscious. It's the unformed essence of creator is what it is. And it's ambiguous. It is, nebulous. It's what, right? So, but it's the materials you need to create who you are meant to be. It's the materials you need to create who you are meant to be. And so that means practicing devotion to who you really are, or your pursuit of knowing who you are. I can ask myself 100 times during the day, who am I? Who am I? Who am I meant to be in this experience? What is possible here? What would serve me here? How can I use my energy here in a way that is beneficial for me and others? I ask myself questions because I'm talking to the God in me. I'm asking the God in me to show me the way, because sometimes my physical eyes just cannot perceive it. And everything here is spiritual. All that we see with our eyes is only 10%. What we don't see, the spiritual aspect of it, is 90%. And those are the materials that we need to create a new reality, to become a new person, to access a new identity. And the video I just posted with will.i.am talking about how he created a whole reality before he even got there. That is what we have to do. That's how to do it. You're not, like many of us are waiting on the external world to change before we change. It doesn't work that way. The external world changes based upon the frequency that you emit that says, I am this, right? So if I am like, okay, I'm emitting the frequency of being, that I have $1 billion. I have to emit the frequency of having $1 billion. What would somebody with $1 billion do? What would they think? How would they use their energy? How would they plan their day? What would they be doing during the day? Who are the people they would be with? What would they be focused on? This is how we, if I want to be a musician, and I was like, what would a musician do? How would that look? What would it feel? What would they wear? You have to build it. You have to draw in the energy within you to create the frequency in your mind, the masculine, and in your emotions, the feminine. All right, y'all. So you can book natal chart readings. You can book Mercury Retrograde readings. I'm willing to support whoever needs to be supported, whoever wants my support. You know, I have a whole full community called Follow the Sun where we do this work on a daily basis because this is the way of the world right now. We have a whole community where we are doing the work because I don't give a fuck about this collapse in reality. I don't need to. None of us need to, because the universe is on a continual continuum of creation. The universe is in a continual state of creating itself. And so the more we focus on the cycles and how it works, we don't have to be caught up in that old bullshit. It has no value for those of us who are clear-sighted towards becoming who we're meant to be. And so peace and blessings, everyone. I love y'all. We'll be back later on today for Pussy Podcast. So please join Adine and I today as we do the work to assist the goddess in waking up and remembering who she is, because her role is primary in creating a new reality for herself, for her family, for her children, for her community, for those that she loves. She must be the lead in it because it comes from the inside. It comes from the subconscious reality into the external. Just like women give birth to children, women will give birth to the new reality because that is how it is. And the men will manage it. The women will birth it and the men will manage it. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.